Hey, everybody. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm gonna try this microphone again, but the audio hasn't been syncing. If you guys can hear me, let me know. Oh, it's a couple people in here. Okay. If you can hear me, let me know. I see a couple of y'all in here. Hey, Jaslo. There we go. Hey, Amy. Hey, Cheryl. Danielle. Not my question, y'all. I saw just a bunch of articles about it. I'm just curious. And I was going to do a video about it, but I figured why not just go live? Figured why not go live? You guys can hit the like button on your way in. I always forget to say that. So I'm assuming everybody has saw all the drama that's been going on with Love is Blind this week. Hey, Chelsea. Lady Bell. And I only asked the question because people feel like Iyanla is about to lose her mind or something. Like, oh, the SK News. I'm over it at this point. I guess I know he did an interview with, was it US Weekly or Life and Style? One of those like lower end gossip blogs that I'm over the SK drama. Over the SK drama. You cheated on that girl, move on from it. Yeah, so because of Iyanla's like tearful video, which I don't know why she even put out. I don't. Maybe I'm insensitive. I don't know. But I have no reason. I have no idea why she would get on TikTok, create this video of her crying, of her damn near at a sob to tell us that her divorce was over. Because I feel like now it has kickstarted all these different things, all these different think pieces and articles and videos. And Natalie jumped in, and you know how I feel about her. Natalie jumped in and said that she felt like she was manipulated to almost say yes, and including them. Jared and Iyanla themselves should not have been surprised or shocked that this didn't work. They are polar opposite people. He still wanted to go out and kick it, and he was still very much in party mode, and she's not. She's just not. She never was. I think Iyanla thought that she would be able to change him as a person, and you can't change a person. Person has to want to change themselves. Person want to have. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that the show is taking more of an emotional toll on people than they probably expected? Or do you think this is just a big outrage over nothing? I've seen petitions to cancel the show because it's putting people in such a bad space from Iyanla's video, which she then got back on. Was it her Instagram? And was like, no, it's okay. I'm good. I was just very emotional, blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like everything that everybody is doing is attention sinking from the show. Xanab, attention sinking. Cole, attention seeking. We know Shake wants all the attention. Jared hasn't said a word. He signed his papers and was quiet. Hop in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that the show is worth the emotional toll that it has on people? Or do you guys think that the show should be canceled? What do you think about what she said when the doors closed from the cameras, then he was different? I think that's everybody. I think that's, I think that's every single person on this show. I think that's people in life. There are a lot of YouTubers that as vibrant and energetic and loud as some people are on camera, they're a complete different way if you meet them in person. Complete different way. I don't for 1 second think that she was lying about that, but I think that Iyanla is different when the cameras go off as well too. It takes two people to ruin a marriage. So I feel like you can't put that all on Jared because Iyanla knew what she was. She should have never said yes in the pods. She should have never said yes at the altar. So to cry about it now, okay, grieve your marriage. She's free to do that. But the outcry that people are doing, I think it's a little ridiculous. The show is what it is. People need to be ready. If they want to be married, don't say yes. If you don't want to commit, Jared Barrow wasn't ready. He was not. I mean, I think the first sentence, the show is what it is. The show is what it is, y'all. We know that this is reality TV. So to some extent, it's going to be messy. That's what they want. It's reality TV. Reality TV is not real. I think we all know that. But I also kind of feel like you are putting yourself into a situation where you are choosing to meet somebody behind a wall. Right? That's like if I was at one of the like an avatar channel and I never showed my face. And I craft a relationship with someone in the comments. And we talk all the time, back and forth. We exchange Instagrams. I don't have my picture on my Instagram. Let's say I didn't. That person doesn't have their real picture on their Instagram. But we're talking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We finally meet. Our personalities are going to be different. I think people themselves just aren't prepared for this show. I don't think the issue is the show. I think the issue is the people that are coming onto the show. Same with Married at First Sight. Same with 90 Day Fiance. Same with The Ultimatum. Same with, what is the new show? Love Without Borders. People are going into this with like blinders on. By season 3, you know what's going to happen on this show. Not one person should come on season 4 and be confused or hurt or any of that stuff afterwards because you knew what the show was about. You have seen 3 seasons of chaos at this point. It's rare that anyone makes it because love is not blind. That's why. That's why a lot of the relationships that are failing on here are because they are not what these people want aesthetically. Love is it's not blind to us. To some people, it is. Love is not blind to me. I need to see how you look. I have to be physically attracted to you. I'm going to want to have to, I want to look at you. I don't want to be thinking, damn, I wish you look, like. And I think once people start getting that into their mind and mentally preparing that you might get matched with a person in the pods that is saying all the right things, but outside in the real world, that person might still want to go to Taco Tuesday and Thirsty Thursday and Sunday Fun Day and everything else. know how you would vet people, because I think same with Married at First Sight, because Love is Blind, Married at First Sight, Love Without Borders, they're all by the same creators. So these are all the same mastermind producers, whatever, putting these shows together. You can vet somebody as much as you want to, but at the end of the day, it's like you don't know what that person is really going to do. I can come on here and say all the right things that y'all want to hear, right? I can say that I'm this upstanding citizen and I help the elderly and I read to babies and I tutor kids and I rescue dogs. Meanwhile, I could be in here mistreating the animal or anything. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to vet contestants. It's just that when you have a show like this, only the first season is genuine. Every season after that, because people know the process now, no one's genuine anymore. Reality TV in general, no one's genuine anymore. I don't know how to feel about Love is Blind anymore. The vetting process is trash. If they really want people to find love, I don't think there will be another season one kind of success. Hey, Brianna, there won't. The first season of any show is always going to be the most organic. Once you get past the first season and everyone knows what to expect now, we would never get another Lauren and Cameron. We won't get another Amber and Barnett. That's not going to happen. Those were two couples that genuinely came into this process blindly, met in the pods. Amber and Barnett, they had little issues or whatever, but they're still together, to my understanding. We're going to continue to get more Shakes. We're going to continue to get more Bartises. We're going to continue to get more Zanabs. We're going to get more Crazy Mats. Like, that's what's going to happen because people see the fame that they get. Look how many YouTube videos have been made about SK in the past, 2 weeks. I'm guilty of it. I've made, probably 3? And I'm not even a major channel. I'm not a major YouTube channel by any means. I went to a YouTube channel yesterday. They have put out a video about SK and Raven and Hannah every day for the past 2 weeks. A video that's about 15, 20 minutes long. People are coming on these shows for the fame. I don't know if there's a way to vet. What could you ask in the vetting process that would ensure that we don't get more people that are on the show for fame? I don't think the show should not cancel. Hey, Clara. These contestants have to realize they signed up for this. It's an unconventional way for marriage. I think that's how I feel about it. You signed up for this. I feel bad that Iyanna feels that she was having self-doubt and she was questioning her own value and stuff like that. Definitely feel bad about that, of course. But at the same time, you should have had a strong hold of your sense of value before you decided to go marry a stranger. Zanab should have had way more self-esteem before deciding to go marry a stranger. Cole should have been real with himself about the type of woman that he wanted aesthetically before deciding to go marry a stranger. Bartiz, all these people that had issues with how their person was treating them and how it made them feel, these are all things that these people should have worked on themselves. Y'all signed up for this. No one else made you. So for Natalie to say that she felt like she was manipulated, no, absolutely not. No one can make you say yes. If you said yes on decision day or yes at the altar, it's because you wanted to. No one can make you say yes. These are all adults, all consenting adults with their right mind. No one made anybody do anything on this show. Hey, little hurtler. Hey, Joy. I feel the show can be beneficial if you know your worth. Have boundaries and don't allow the producers to manipulate you to enter a relationship. Just for the sake of TV, they knew what it was. I just feel like a lot of the complaints that people are saying, this is it. This is it. Everything Joy just said, y'all, this is it. People come into this for whatever reason and think it's going to be a cakewalk, and it's not. These are strangers. Y'all are going on here to be with bona fide strangers, to go on a trip with a stranger, to move into a living space with a complete stranger, where you're sharing a bed, where this person, you don't know their quirks and stuff like that. Now you've matched with a homebody that never wants to go out, but you know that you are a party animal, or maybe you are a homebody, and now you're matched with somebody that wants to go out. I think you got to do the work on yourself. Everyone has a representative. Every single person has one. And as soon as the cameras go off, the representative is done too. That's what really happens with a lot of these relationships. It's the reason why Married at First Sight, the couples that do stay married, very few of them stay married past like a year or so or something like that. Dave Chappelle would say, leave it in the comment section. They can cancel it. It's turning into Married at First Sight 2.0 at this point. Just seems like people seeking fame, attention, and a marketing plan. So if they cancel it, what would that solve though? Because another show is just going to pop up. That's the thing. Because again, these are the same people. The creators of Married at First Sight created Love is Blind, created The Ultimatum, created Love Without Borders. So you get rid of that. I mean, Married at First Sight is already pumping out shows to us more than we want. New season starts next month. I'll be recapping because, why not? But I think it's just gonna create another show. Some of these folks know what to expect, but when you do it, whoa, baby. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody is like, you would never be prepared for this. Like, Deepti might have been prepared, but I don't think she was prepared to come in and this man be like, yeah, it's like being with my sister when I'm with you. The show ain't gonna be on for long. After the next batch of seasons comes out, I imagine they're filming these simultaneously. They are. So seasons 2 and 3 were filmed simultaneously, and I believe 4 and 5 are being filmed within like weeks of each other too. I think the show is going to go because the ratings are crazy. It's ratings gold. There's always going to be people that are going to say, I'm never watching this again, never. And then the next season has higher ratings. Now, Married at First Sight, I do not think is going to be around too much longer. I think Married at First Sight is on its way out. Married at First Sight is losing so many viewers. One, because the seasons are coming too quickly, and because the episodes are too long. If Married at First Sight were to scale back to when they first started and it was 3 couples, a 1-hour episode a week, they would be able to fly. But these 5 couples, and we're at the point now where we know one of them is not even going to make it. One of them is not going to make it. And I mean make it to even decision day. It's becoming a trend where every season, one couple is just done. What some good questions that should be asked in the pods are not asked, and that's the problem. That's true. I wonder if they should give them like an outline. This is a list. This list. Y'all need to ask these 5 questions for sure. But I feel like that's up to people though. As an adult, I'm 38. So if I were to go into a blind date situation, it's a long list of questions that I know I need to ask up front right away, right out the bat. Because we're not going to play around. I think like they were attracted to people's voices. It was like, oh my God, he sounds so sexy. And it's like, no, listen to what he's saying. Niggas sound crazy too. Definitely for clout and social media exposure. Because the ones that aren't here for clout and social media exposure, you don't hear about. You don't hear anything about, you don't hear anything from them. But Shake has been commentating on this entire season. You don't hear anything from a lot of people that have been on these shows, but then you hear so much from other people. A little too much. A little too much. Hey, Marvelous Martise. I like that name. Making the leap from intimate, drunken, sleep deprived conversations to spending time together live is an adjustment. It is. So these people were saying, I guess I think even the living, sleeping situations, when they're not in the pods is crazy. Like I was reading an article and they were saying that the first season they were sleeping on like cots. So they had trailers and it was literally just a cot. And these aren't the same trailers that Angela Bassett has when she's on set, or that Beyonce probably has at a concert or at a video shoot. These are like you were the extras here for a day, lay on a cot type situation. They say these people are like chugging alcohol, they're chugging energy drinks, Red Bulls and stuff. They go probably, people are saying the most outlandish things. Like somebody said they're putting on a representative so that they can get more camera time. Then they get out and realize, oh shit, I got to go to work today. I'm back at work. I got this whole stranger person that's here, and now this person snores. Or this person grinds their teeth. This person throws wet towels on the floor. It's just I don't understand why people do it. I just don't understand why these people go on these shows. I don't think the emotional aftermath that some people are experiencing is worth it. Unless you're looking for the fame out of it, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, I love a good Sunday fun day myself, but you can tell they're sincere by looking in their eyes. Some people you can, but some people are very, very able to, some people can really mask themselves. I am a good person. I promise. After I give my speech about representatives. No, I mean, I'm not a trash person by any means. I mean, I'll hold the door open. I believe in pay it forward this time of year. So whenever I'm at Starbucks, people behind me are going to drink for free too. If I go to Chick-fil-A, people behind me are going to eat too. I'm not a terrible person, but some people should. Maybe they shouldn't promote what show it is. Well, you can't have people come under false pretenses. So you can't have people thinking they're going to like American Ninja Warrior, which I love that show, and then they show up and now they're getting ready to get married. So they have psychological evaluations, allegedly. Most serial killers can beat a lie detector test. I think the average person, a narcissist, can beat a lie detector test. It's actually not hard to, from what I've heard, from what I've read. It's not hard to. What was I seeing that on? I was watching Marriage Boot Camp, and they were saying how if you it's a certain way to breathe while you're answering those questions, and you can beat the lie detector test. You just have to know how to control your breathing a certain way. Amber, to my knowledge, I truly don't keep up with them because trust, I did not like them, but I think they're still married. Hey, Star. More SKs, don't forget. It's going to be some more SKs. It's going to be some more SKs. SK has turned into such a disaster. He has turned into such a disaster. Somebody sent me another article about him today, and I'm like, I'm not even doing a video. I'm not doing a video because I'm over it at this point. You told Raven no at the altar. You was talking to this woman, Hannah. Like, there are just better cheating scandals, TJ Holmes and Amy Robach, that we can be talking about right now. Nobody care about SK no more. I like Ready to Love. I didn't review the last season because I was like moving. I had my class reunion. I missed like the first couple weeks because I was super busy. But there's no like none of the couples are no, there's some Ready to Love couples together still, right? Yes. Clifton. Oh, you mean from the first season? But Clifton and Joy are still together, and they're now going to be on Love and Marriage DC, which okay. They are vetting people for months lie. The way Married at First Sight pumps out these seasons, there's no way that they are vetting people for months at a time. The new season, which is Nashville, is set to air like top of January. There's going to be another set of weddings in February because the weddings are February and like July, I think. And then they go, there's no way. There's no way. I just watch it for the drama. Definitely. I mean, like TV is entertainment to me. Unless you are a documentary, I don't take it serious. The housewives, the Ready to Loves, the Married at First Sights, the Black Ink Cruise, and Love and Marriage Huntsvilles, and all that type of stuff. It's all entertainment to me. I know that there are sometimes some very real issues that happen, but I think viewers get more hyped up than anything about the show with a bunch of what they think is happening, and it turns into bigger issues. I think Love is Blind is a huge example of that. Because everything that we're saying is speculation. Everything that I say is opinion based, according to y'all, sometimes biased, in speculation. We actually have no idea what the real thing is at this point. I think if everybody should watch just as entertainment, it will be so much better. I went to college with the audition, with the person that auditioned. I know somebody that's going to be on Ready to Love. My brother knows two, because my brother lives in Nashville. My brother knows the two Black couples that are going to be on this upcoming season. We're watching just to see their business. So they need to vet for years. I promise you, if you vet me for years for a show, I don't want to be on it. You can't vet somebody for years. Because in that time, you can't expect somebody to be vetted for years and not get into some type of other type of relationship. You know what I mean? You go right ahead, girl. You can join the show and then you can give me the updates. Y'all just want me to get on TV and embarrass myself. That's what I think. I think y'all want me to get on TV and show out. The show is a mess. It's supposed to be a mess, and the contestants got to understand that. I feel like contestants need to understand that once you are on this show, you are in the homes of people around the world. Around the world. So you don't ask for privacy after you announce something. You don't get on TikTok and start crying and then wonder why people are being mean to you. You don't act a fool about some oranges and cuties and then wonder why people think you're a bitch. Like I think these contestants don't understand like the gravity of what happens when you go onto a Netflix or a cable-based show. Hey Jay, they also need to stop casting all these young Thundercats. No one under 29, in my opinion. I agree with that. I think that was my biggest issue with the ultimatum. Those couples were 22 and 23 talking about some he needs to propose now. I said, well, damn, ain't you still in college? How long have y'all been together? I think if they started to make more of these shows with 30 and above, hell, I really feel like if you're going on Married at First Sight, you might need to be in your 40s. This needs to be a last ditch effort. This should be it. This should be, I can't do it no more. I have tried to find somebody. I can't. I can't find anybody. Love is just not on my side. And now I'm deciding that I might need to go onto a show to get a little bit of help. But it definitely shouldn't be you going on to a show at 22 years old. I think that's crazy. I hope they stay together forever. I like Brennan and Alexa. Older couples. I feel like older couples would be it would because they have a different sense of one how they're going to carry themselves on the show, to the ramifications afterwards. And in three, we won't have these people that are on social media further showing out to try to prove a point and double down. The way Xanab is behaving, I was on your side for a lot of this girl, but the way you carrying on and showing out and doing all this extra, trying to double down and triple down, your passive aggressiveness is not working. It's making you look stupid. When you have older people, you're not going to get that out of them. Love Without Borders. I did a recap on it. I did some tweets. The cast is already like heavy on social media. I retweeted Gerlene is getting on my nerves, and she retweeted it. I said, what? I don't know. I don't know about that show just yet. It's entertaining for sure. I like the fact that it's only an hour show. It's an hour show. So we're not worrying about 2 hours worth of TV every Wednesday. 1 hour is all I got to give. I wonder if the ones that walk away without an engagement and no screen time are the ones that are the most healed, most matured, ask the most helpful questions, practice boundaries. Probably. Probably. But some couples do get engaged and they're just not picked for camera time. But I'm sure they are, because they're only going to pick the people that were messy. They know why they picked Bartice and Nancy. They know why they picked SK and Raven, because they wanted Bartice to see Raven. The same reason that Cole and Colleen, both in their couples, were both picked, so that he could see her. They're picking the people for a reason. The Bachelor. The Bachelor it's too chaotic for me. I tried to review, I think, The Bachelorette when we had the sister on there, and I can't. It's too much going on. It's way too much going on. I stopped watching the one after Chris and his narcissistic ways. Married at First Sight lost a lot of viewers after the Chris and Paige fiasco, but they also gained a lot of new viewers from that at the same time. That couple was a turning point, I think, for the show, because the show has been kind of downhill since then in terms of people signing up. We had I'm a Good Person. We had, Kung Fu Panda on the last one. We've just had a lot of interesting people come through there. Hey, RC, what are people talking about? This show is definitely not about to get canceled. Successful marriages, maybe not, but it's hella entertaining, especially this season 3. I don't even think season 3 was that entertaining, though. It was more chaos. It wasn't that it was entertaining, because watching people get mistreated is not entertaining. Watching Bartice scream at Nancy that looks matter is not entertaining, because he was basically telling her that he's not attracted to her. Cole telling Xanab that Colleen is more his type, that's not entertaining. But the views are there. It's more or less people watching because they want to see what's going to happen next. I don't know if it was for the entertainment portion of it, so to speak. The DC season was the beginning of the end of MAFS. Who was on DC? Was that with Taylor and what was his name? Taylor and Brandon? Was that DC? Shake's take is that he is not that bad after all. He was on Xanab's side with Cole, and then after the cuties incident, when y'all flipped on her and excused everything Cole did over some cuties, Shake then flipped as well. But Shake's whole take is that love is not blind and all this. He's trying to push that podcast, The Love is Blurry. Oops. Let's see. I stopped watching after Michaela and Zach's season got way too wrapped up in the tea that came out after the season. Had to lay my Twitter fingers to rest. Zach was such a mess. Zach was such a mess. But you see how quickly that died down? We were hype about it. Lives, videos, articles, think piece, Reddit, Twitter, like chaos for what, 2 weeks? And then after that, didn't nobody care no more. Nobody cared. Not a person cared after that. I think though people just get too invested. People just get a little too invested in the show. And I mean from like the fan standpoint. Like this show shouldn't be making y'all upset. The show shouldn't be getting y'all all swollen the chest and stuff. It's TV. Y'all don't know these people. Don't let these people get under your skin like that. The issue is that people are matched for drama, not compatibility. Compatible people already have a hard time working out. I I don't think Married at First Sight matches people for drama. I think these people are the drama. Because when you think about it, a lot of these matches are not bad. There are a lot of couples that could have worked, but because the people themselves are just awful and aren't truthful, I think, about the physical attraction, that's why they don't work. The one couple that I think was just horridly matched was Gil and Mirla. Gil's cheap ass, broke ass, and had no money. Mirla was very responsible with her money and she earned a lot of money and she saved her money. She wanted to buy whatever she wanted to, and Brokey wanted to critique her money. And then he would flip it and gaslight her to say, oh, well, you're spoiled, you're a brat, you're all this other type of stuff. When it was really just his own insecurities because he didn't have the type of money that she had. That's the only couple I can think of that I think was terribly, terribly matched. A lot of these other couples are not badly matched at all. These people just aren't giving it a really good, fair chance. Ready to Love wasn't worth it. It's like one couple that made it to last season. I heard this last season was a mess. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch any of it, but I heard that it was a mess. They're definitely signing up to be on TV. I will say that. SK lost me from the very beginning. Race is something you can't hide on the apps. What? Did he say that? I mean, he looked like he wants the palm and not the skin anyways, which is fine. If that's what you want. If that's what you want, that's fine. I will be a friend of the show. I'll be a friend of the show. I would definitely be a friend of the show. I'm not going on there though. The Love Without Borders only Aaron and Mael seem genuine and have classic careers, not singer or artists. And Gerline. I don't have a problem with anybody's career on there. It's just that I think it's stupid to go across the country to go live with a stranger. I think that's stupid. I think that is just the dumbest show. I think it's the dumbest show ever. You don't know these people, and you are going across the world to go not only meet somebody, but to stay with them. People just asking to get to become a Lifetime movie. On this season of Bachelor in Paradise, Lace was 32, was called too old for the show. I heard Bachelor in Paradise is cracking. I don't watch The Bachelor, but I want to watch the show. 13, I feel like 32 is not, but that's because in society they feel that if you're not like married or whatever by a certain age, then like you're old and tainted goods and all that kind of stuff. I'm not surprised they did that to her. That's terrible. Love is Blind is definitely more cringe than entertaining. Yeah. This last season was rough. It was rough. I would love to see an alternate version where Mallory said yes to Jared. They probably wouldn't have lasted either. Jared is not ready to be married. If you can't stay in the house, you're still going out 4 or 5 times a week, staying out to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you're not ready to be married. That's not how marriage works. I joined a Facebook group for Love is Blind just to discuss the show, but some of the folks want to argue about their faves and don't have time. People be having the deepest of faves and bias. But that's why I don't do those Facebook groups and all that type of stuff. Y'all can argue in the comments amongst yourselves. Hey, Chloe. Y'all know Chloe does not Love is Blind. Yeah, you do Love is Blind. But she does Married at First Sight, Ready to Love. So y'all go check out Chloe's channel and watch her recaps and all that good stuff too. About classic careers, I mean, there are less chances that they do the show for clout and social media. I don't know if people are doing Love Without Borders for clout though. Because the one girl is like a fashion maker in Ghana. I don't know. I just think the show itself is just stupid. I'm gonna keep watching, but I just think the show itself is just asking to become a Lifetime movie. Because why are you packing up your life and going across the country? Like Gerline is living with this man's whole family. His mama, his daddy, his sister, they all in one house and she's sleeping on the cot. Got the nerve to say she likes to have her own space. Why you sign up for a show then? You could have had your own space and went to the bar or the Starbucks down the street from you and met somebody where you can still go home to have your own space. You ain't got to go on a show for that. Don't have to go on a show for that. So do y'all think that it's worth it? The aftermath and everything that is happening afterwards? Yana done put herself into so much trauma from Love is Blind unnecessarily. Zanab has put herself into whatever. Cole was up there sobbing and weeping over something that he did. Nancy was broken by the time the reunion came. I think they're after the altar. It's going to be everybody sitting up there crying. None of these people were emotionally prepared to be on this show. Who knows how Colleen is going to look? She already looked like she's terrified at the reunion. They did an interview and told people basically mind your business. They said they're fine. They were offended that y'all were telling her to blink twice. Ain't nothing wrong. Of course, it's not worth it. Jocelyn said no. I don't think the show's going to get canceled, y'all. I think it's going to just continue to be horrendous. Terrible show after terrible show. And it's going to take for somebody to like really snap and jap out before anything happens. But the show's not going to get canceled. The show's not going to get canceled. Married at First Sight is not going to get canceled because these are all consenting adults that are signing up, and you know the ramifications of these type of shows when you go on there. So while I feel bad for Iyanna, I don't, because you knew what was going to happen when you decided to sign up for this show. You said yes to this man in the pods after he told you that you were his second choice. He told you he proposed to somebody else. You felt disrespected when him and Mallory had their whole conversation when they first met. You were disrespected then. You were crying that night then. You still stayed with him. Y'all went through ups and downs throughout the entire season. Ups and downs throughout the entire season. With him still going out, you still stayed with him. You got to the altar. You had doubts that morning. You still married him. You moved out after that, after the altar. Y'all were still together, sitting on the floor, eating charcuterie boards. Just to finally, I feel like Iyanna had these red flags thrown at her forehead from Jared, and she chose to stay with him. They do. I heard, but see, it's as a YouTuber, it's way too hard for me to try to watch. They say the Japan one is good, but I can't take notes and be trying to read subtitles. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna get canceled, y'all. The way that this past season of Love is Blind did numbers, just from all the different mess, the way Bartiz was showing out on Nancy. Hell, Raven doing jumping jacks went viral because we knew it was going to be some mess with her. They are not going to cancel this show. The think piece that I read had like 20,000 views or something on it, calling for the cancellation of the show because the emotional toll is too much for people. Don't sign up for it then. No one's talking about the emotional toll if these people go on and blow up. Lauren and Cameron are doing good as far as we can see. No one is saying that, oh, the emotional toll is too much on them. You have to be prepared if you are going to sign up for a TV show. You have to. Signed a couple dotted lines to get to this point. I still say Iyanna she shouldn't have made that video where she got on there crying and carrying on like that. She just shouldn't have. Absolutely shouldn't have. MAFS DC was Michael and Mika, Lord have mercy. Katie and Derek. Remember all they ate was macaroni because nobody can cook? It was like every night, mac and cheese, mac and cheese, mac and cheese. I was like, your teeth gonna be yellow eating all that powder cheese. Mindy and Zach, that was a bad season. Michael was a liar. Mika, it was something going on with Mika, but Michael lying about everything was the bigger issue. Then he was like, kind of like threatened her to like have sex with him on the honeymoon too. That was a mess. Katie and Derek. Katie turned out to be a bitch. She was awful. Mindy and Zach refused to live with Mindy, then started talking to one of her friends. And then Taylor and Brandon, both of them were a disaster. Both of them. People thought it was just all Brandon. It was both of them. They both were awful to each other. I might go back and rewatch that season over Christmas break because that was a season. Wasn't she the girl that suffered child abuse? I don't know if Iyanna was abused as a child, but I know that she her godparents like adopted her. But I don't remember. I could be wrong. Hey, Motown investor. Raven hoped to find a sugar daddy and some followers. Raven trying to get that Pilates business off the ground. You see the way she be peddling it now? I've peeped. Every time a new something comes out about SK cheating or something like that, Raven gets right on her Instagram and talks about a new Pilates class she's offering. She's plugging her YouTube channel. I see right through you. I see it. And which is fine. Get it how you live, but I'm over the SK stuff. I don't want to see nothing else. I don't want to see nothing else about SK or Raven unless it's something like super, 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 super good. Michael, the best scene from that show was when they went to that yoga studio for class. And the next scene was them coming home and Mika being like, not only did you not have the money to pay for the class, but you're not a yoga instructor, you are the janitor. I almost died. Season 10, if y'all have not seen season 10, go watch it. It's on Hulu. That talk about a mess. Everybody was horrible on there. Everybody. I don't think anybody is redeemable at all. At all. It was funny because like some of the stuff that was happening, like when they have to do like their little cams, their little like self cams. Taylor put that camera in Brandon's face and he jumped up and went running to the bathroom, and that's it. Knew something was gonna go wrong with them. First review season. That's how that's how I got put on to Married at First Sight. Because my brother and his wife watch it all the time. And he was like, start with season 10. And then he had me watch them in a specific order. And I said, this is the white couple. Oh yeah, the other white couple. I think they have like some kids now. They were boring. That's why don't nobody remember their name. They were boring. They kind of looked alike too. But yeah, they're still married. They were on couples cam. There are some bright moments from Married at First Sight. Woody and Imani is a bright star. This white couple, they're a bright star. I guess y'all can say Karen and Miles, but whatever. There are some couples that come out of Married at First Sight, and it's like, oh, okay. And then there are just some horrendous ones that the way Zach looked at Mindy after she took off that makeup. And Mindy didn't deserve that. Mindy was an ice skater. Talk about a dope job. She didn't tell us a million times like Ballerina told us, but Mindy didn't deserve that. The way that he treated her, she didn't deserve that at all whatsoever. That season was a shit show. I think a restraining order by who? I know on one, is this season 8? I think they're still married. The tall basketball player, I think they're still married because he's like refusing to sign. Last I looked him up, he was refusing to sign the divorce papers. That's why you can't play games like this and go on these shows. Because you might wind up with a Michaela. You might wind up with a Zach. Everybody ain't gonna get a Woody or an Imani. You're gonna wind up with somebody crazy. You might wind up with an Alyssa or Jasmina. Or hell, an Elijah. It's been a lot of rough people coming out of this as of late. But then you might get somebody good too. Taylor and Brandon. Taylor and Brandon was just, Oh, they have a restraining order. For what? Oh, I remember that. I remember. She was saying, what was it? She was showing up, or one of them was showing up on the other when they were having like dates or something. Yeah. I wish, you know who I wish would have worked out was Keith and Iris. I liked both of them. Iris was immature. Nothing wrong with being a virgin. Nothing wrong with being a virgin at her age. But Iris was just immature. Like, you can't be 32 and somebody says the word sex and then you giggle. Like, she would visibly like blush and get like nervous. The restraining order was on the New York one. Oh, I didn't watch that one. Spanish girl and Italian guy. Oh, okay. Get a little volatile, huh? Okay. It was he was showing up. I believe it. Oops, my camera. I believe it. I don't think Keith didn't like her. I think Keith was put off by her immaturity. I think it was her immaturity that was like off-putting for him. I still follow Keith on Instagram. He's so cute. He's precious. I think he's precious. He was with Ari Lennox for a while too. And I feel like as soon as it went public, they broke up like 2 days later. I couldn't even get my tweet off good and they had broken up. Keith couldn't stand Iris. He was holding it in until decision day. I would remember the scene where they were talking about like one of their exercises back when the experts like used to expert. And one of their exercises was to like talk about share something like deep or vulnerable. And she was like, when I was in school, I like swallowed a quarter on the bus. I was like, one, how did you swallow a quarter? And two, it was in that moment. It was in that moment where you saw all attraction wash over his face and he was done. Because I was done with her too. I was done too. He was trying to promote his book. He wrote a book. What's it about? He didn't do a good job about it because I didn't know he had a book. They all want to smash. Everybody on this show wants to have sex. You know why? Because they're adults and they're married. Anybody that is on this show that does not want to have sex is the only person I think that has ever done that is Iris. It's because she was a virgin. But I think she wanted to. I think she was just scared. Keith was not ready for her to be a virgin. On top of the fact that his mother, like, kind of kept, like, putting that on the forefront for him, I want to be like, Mama Keith, he got it. He got it. Yeah, that basketball player was a mess. The basketball player was a lot. That's not how that should have went at all. He was weird. Wasn't he homeless? I think he was homeless too. He was like staying in the Airbnb. When SK said he was gonna love Raven the Raven way, that should have been the warning. Ain't no yes man out there that's not a submissive. SK is not as submissive, but trying to play yes man. The car salesman, I do not. What season was that? I saw. I'm not a movie person. My attention span is I cannot sit through movies. But I saw that she's going to be in a Christmas movie. And I said, I may go ahead and check it out. See what Iris has been up to. Let's find out. Don't even get me started on Karen, Jay. Don't get me started on Karen. Because Karen clowned. When Miles jokingly put on the calendar, have sex with my wife tonight, and she was like, I don't feel safe here anymore, and she went home, I've been done with that heifer since then. Then the way that she behaves on Instagram, whenever somebody is like, oh, where's Miles or whatever, she's like super rude back. It's unnecessary. I don't like her. She can cook though. I follow her because her food be busting. Like the food that she be cooking, Like I almost want to buy her cookbook, but then I remember her stank attitude, and I have to fall back a little bit. I don't be thinking I don't want to support her too much. I don't want to support her too much. Do you guys have anything else to talk about with Love Is Blind? I don't know when the new season is coming out. They're filming, to my knowledge, very soon. I saw the casting call is going to be in Charlotte, but I don't know when the new season is going to come back. If they were smart, they would be trying to get that new season up and popping now, while it's so much talk about the show. She wasn't. She didn't. I don't think Karen liked Miles. I don't think Karen likes Miles now. I think Karen is doing it as a I think Karen is doing it as a kind of a I'm gonna prove y'all wrong type of situation. I don't think she likes him now. I think they're having issues now too. That's been floating around for a while too, that they're having a bunch of they're having some marital issues. Some people think they're separated. I think he just doesn't want to be on camera, but who knows? Who knows? I think that's it too. I think she just doesn't want. It's kind of like, if I can't have you, I don't want nobody else to. I think that's what she's on with him. She just has a nasty disposition about herself. I don't like her. Not that it matters. Not that it matters, but I don't like her. Karen is a damn fool. There, I said it. And I wouldn't even put her up there with like some of the worst wives. We have seen way worse wives, but it's just like something about her just made her very, very ugh. And I feel like Christina was way worse than her on that season. Way worse than her on that season. I do. I did not finish the last season. I don't remember why. I didn't even finish watching it, but I do watch The Circle. I do recap it. I know there's a new one supposed to be coming out soon. I might I know I said I was going to finish watching it during Christmas break. I'm off for like 2 weeks from work. So I'm going to try to watch it, and I'll see if I won't do an episode recap like I typically do. Maybe I'll just talk about it as a whole. Karen is a Karen. And is. Is there anything else y'all wanted to talk about? Because that's all I had. That's all I had for today. I didn't feel like making a separate video for the whole SK situation. So, and I know that the Ayana thing was like worrying people. Y'all watching Housewives of Potomac? What else is on? Love and Marriage Huntsville. That's been awful. I feel like reality TV is just it's not giving what it used to give. I watched Love and Hip Hop, the family reunion. We just want Hollywood to come back, and it won't. Or New York. You can give us Hollywood, you can give us New York. One of the two. Okay, did you watch The Mole? Is that a movie? I didn't watch it. What did you think? Is it good? It's not just Martell. Melody is a problem too. The Scotts are the problem. The only unproblematic person right now on that show is probably Kimmy. It's probably Kimmy. Love After Lockup. I want to watch it, but I feel like it's one of those shows that kind of like 90 Day Fiance, which is why I don't recap that. It's one of those shows that I feel like you had to have been watching from the beginning, from inception, because it's like people resurface. Then I'd be all confused, and sometimes I watch. I know it's like a Friday night show, so y'all know I'm in Milwaukee and it's cold, so I will be in the house more now on the weekend. More now on the weekend. Lady B, I'm gonna follow you back on Instagram before I forget. Do it now. I have such an unpopular opinion on Potomac. I don't think it's a toxic show at all. I think it is a typical reality show full of women. I think it is a typical reality show full of women. I don't think the show is toxic. I don't think it's any different than what's going on Salt Lake City or Atlanta or Love and Marriage Huntsville or any of these other shows. That show has lost its flavor. The comeback made sense. Love and Marriage Huntsville. I used to complain about hearing about the comeback group every episode, and I would love to hear them say it now. Love and Marriage Huntsville has lost its way because Miss Wanda is taking over the show and keeping up mess. That's the real problem. That is the real problem with Love and Marriage Huntsville. I want reality show TV, or I want reality TV to return to Flavor Flav and I Love New York days. Those were the wonder years. For the Flavor Flav show was good. New York was good. A Real Chance at Love was good. For the Love of Ray J was good. But you can't do shows like that anymore because it's going to turn into a bunch of people signing up for clout. What I would like to actually see, I would love for the Braxton family values to come back. I know Tracy has passed away, unfortunately, but I would love to see the four sisters back together. I would much rather see some family reality shows. I think that would be better. I know Tabitha Brown said that she was offered some reality shows and she didn't want to do it. I know before Naya Rivera passed away, she was pitching the show with her siblings because they were famous at the time too. I think that would have been a good show. I think having more family type shows would be better than let's go pick a bunch of random people and throw them on a show to watch them, fuss about who's going to be the star of the show, basically. Or they can bring back Real World. Bring back a good old fashioned Real World. I would watch that in a heartbeat. I would, and that's what they're doing now with the whole let's get all these older people, the older cast back together. Although those have been entertaining, I want to if they bring back Real World, I'm all for it. That's what they keep saying, but Tierra Marie and Nikki are on the family reunion with Lyrica. So I don't know. That's the only one that I think is good. I didn't watch Atlanta this last season because I just don't care about Scrappy and Mimi and Young Jock and who even know why the hell Yandy is down there. I just don't care about them people anymore. To about Miles, it might be, but Miles was very upfront with her that he suffers from clinical depression. So if that's not something that she can deal with, then they don't need to be in a marriage. Okay, The Mole. It's a reality show, 12 contestants going on adventures in Australia. One of them signed up as the mole to sabotage the missions. You never know who the mole is till the final episode. Oh, okay. Now, what are these adventures? I don't want to see nothing with no bugs or nothing like that. Australia got like monster bugs. I don't see nothing with no bugs. Otherwise, I'll check it out. Yeah, I don't think Miss Wanda's entertaining at all. I just don't think she's entertaining. I don't, because I feel like she's being exploited. Like they're preying on her ignorance and the way that she mispronounces words and the way that she does this. They're exploiting this woman's, I don't want to call her dumb, but her lack of intelligence, her willful ignorance for ratings. Like it's just not cool. Plus, I'm not cool with them talking about, the Holt kids and all that other type of stuff. Like everybody's doing too much. There's no reason to be talking about these babies like that. Old reality is better. Old reality TV is better, but we're past that era now. Way past that era. I do not, because Zeus is not free. Plus the stuff that I've seen that's been on Zeus, I don't want to watch just a bunch of people fight either. So like I know that they have that one show with Bobby Lights and what's the guy that's in the wheelchair with the, was that a bundle, or Roland Ray? I just there's nothing on Zeus that I want to see. Braxton Family Values was when I had my blog. That's how I got so many like followers on my blog, because I would type up my reviews for the show. Mary exposed that which one of them is awful. Is it Erica? One of them is awful. So I think that's why they wouldn't come back on TV. Do you know what they need to bring back? T and Tamara. Now that was a reality show. T and Tamara was a good reality show because even though they would bump heads, it was never malicious and cussing out the way that some of these other family shows are. They had such a mutual respect for each other that, Tia would clown her, Tamara would say something smart back. And then that would be it. It wasn't like malicious. It was good. I thought it was a very good show. It was really, really good. R&B divas. I I was late to the game with that, but what R&B divas did was tell you how awful Shantae Moore is, tell you how awful Kelly Price is, but we knew that. How awful Nikki Gilbert was. That was the show that exposed some of our favorite singers. I'm all for it though. And then what was the other one? Hollywood Divas that had like Countess Vaughn, Shar Jackson, Golden Brooks. I would like to see that one again. I thought that was good. I thought Brandy and Rachel had a reality show, right? Family Business or something like that. A Jeannie Mai show can be fun. Her YouTube is fun and entertaining, especially her mom. Wasn't she rumored to be on Housewives? Jeannie? She better not go over to Housewives. Housewives ain't the show she wants. I hear Below Deck is good. I watched a few episodes. I've caught it like just if it's on. And I wish I would have. I kind of want to go back and start from the beginning. I like it though. Bring back Tammy, what was needed. She has the meme of the century with that. Bringing back Tammy. I recapped that Real World. That was, I feel like that season needed to happen, but nothing got resolved. That's the unfortunate part about it. They needed to come back because, Tammy created reality TV. I know we like to give that title to New York, but it's really Tammy Roman because Tammy has been in the trenches from Real World to pivot over to Basketball Wives. But it was such a good, it should have turned into a better conversation with her and David coming to some resolve, but it didn't. I really want to see Back to New York. I loved Back to New York with Coral and Cyrus. I was so young. I was definitely too young to be watching Real World. My parents couldn't have known that I was like in the basement watching MTV because I know that I should not have been watching that. No bugs or anything. Okay, because I can't do bugs. So can't do bugs. After Happy Ever After is good. That's the show where Lil Bow Wow's hosting. And they're like, Peter Guns is on there, right? Dirty Feet Pete. I haven't watched it, but I've seen some of the previews. It looks chaotic. It looks a mess. Why is Peter Guns on there as a throuple with Tara and Amina? Every show I want to mention you are bringing up. I loved BFF and T and Tamara. I be on it with reality TV. If a show is good, I'll watch it. I watch it. The Encore too. Did y'all watch the Encore last season? I hope that comes back. I wish that I was doing YouTube then. That was the show that made me want to go back and like start doing YouTube again. The Encore was, whew, if you have not seen that, pull that up and watch it. Thank me later, because that was a lot. T and Tamara were always crying, but it was innocent. They did cry a lot. they did cry a lot. The R&B ladies were horrible. It did. Well, I've always said that when reality TV makes you look at like some of your favorite artists and actors and actresses different. Like growing up hip hop, I watched that one, right? That has made me look at Master P so differently. That has made me look at Pep differently. So it's a double-edged sword coming on reality TV. And R&B divas made us look at all these ladies that we loved in the 90s and early 2000s and be like, damn, you really ain't shit, huh? Huh. I don't care enough. Oh, who? Who show? Hollywood exes with the wives of Eddie Murphy and R. Kelly. I remember that, but Drea Kelly, she scares me. Drea Kelly scares me. I can't explain why, but Drea Kelly scares me. Like, and because like my best friend knows it, so she'll send me them videos of her dancing on Instagram, and I'm always just uncomfortable. I can't explain why. The only housewives I watch are Potomac and Atlanta. Only Potomac and Atlanta. And I feel like viewers are taking all the fun out of Potomac with the colorism and all that other stuff talk. People are taking all the fun out of that show, unfortunately. Tammy lost me on Basketball Wives after that season when she bullied that girl. What girl? Oh, you know what? I feel like I didn't really watch that season. I feel like because I'm not a fan of Tammy when she's on Basketball Wives. I mean, I'm an Evelyn fan. I'm an Evelyn fan. I feel like after Tammy told Evelyn that she deserved to be headbutted, I've been kind of off Tammy because you don't say shit like that to people. How did Master P act on there? So, Lil Romeo was on the show. He quit, but now he's coming back. Somebody need to check. But he's coming back. I just feel like he fights all his battles. Like he was like trying to get into it with the Simmons kids. The Simmons kids. These are our kids. These are Lil Romeo's peers. If he has a problem with them, then he needs to be talking to them. Like, I don't like Master P. He was getting too involved in them kids' business on there. Rev's house. What was it? Run's house. Run's house. I used to love that show too. I would love to see Run's house come back. Oh, Jeannie Mine. Yeah. I follow her Instagram. No desire to follow her YouTube. But what else are y'all watching? Oops. If you guys haven't already, like the video, please subscribe. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, follow me on Instagram. If you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, I'll follow you back. You just have to let me know you're following me from YouTube. Here's all my socials. Otherwise, if that's it, y'all, did you watch Tamar and Vince? I did. I did watch Tamar and Vince, and then I watched Tamar's last show where it was just her, and that was a very, very hard watch. Tamar was clearly going through something that last season, and the fact that like WeTV still pushed her to do the show or whatever happened. Yeah, I did watch it though. Thanks for joining. Thoughts on David? One, he wasn't attractive. And I know beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I get that. But I don't know. David seemed very controlling. That's all I really remember about him. He just seemed very controlling. Tamar, it seemed like she always deferred before she would answer over to him. And it's never a good sign when you ask somebody a question and they feel like they got to look over to their neighbor and get some type of answer or before they can answer. So yeah, the ratings are good now, but you know, people are like, I don't watch GMA3. I'm at work at 12. So even if I'm home, like when I work from home, I don't have my TV on. So I've been watching. So like I turned it on yesterday. I turned the TV on today. TJ's awkward. Amy is being very professional. But like, am I going to keep watching to keep seeing if they're going to be awkward? No. So the ratings are up this week now, but they're not going to stay up. I don't think nobody cares about GMA3. That was like the COVID show, right? Wasn't it on there just so that they could talk about COVID and give like the Corona updates for the pandemic? That was the purpose of it, I thought. Thank you, Stella. Thanks for watching. All right, y'all. Well, if you guys are done talking about Love is Blind and all the other reality TV shows that we talked about, don't forget to thumbs up the video. Go watch Love Without Borders so you can come back and watch my recap on it. Check out Chloe's channel so you can watch her recaps on the shows. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.